These days, the Passaic River doesn't hold much importance for many people. Sure, it may make a good spot for a picnic or canoe ride, but nowadays almost no one derives their livelihood from the river. But for most of Summit's history, that was not true. Up until the early 1900s, the mills on the river's banks were an integral part of the area's economy. Industry began springing up on the banks of the Passaic in colonial days, where the river's flowing water supplied power to the mills in the days before electricity. To make the water flow faster, the millers dammed the river in several places and dug mill races, small trenches beside the river in which the water flowed fast enough to turn the mill wheels. By the time of the Revolution, several mills were in operation. Near Days Bridge, where present-day Route 24 crosses the river, stood a sawmill, a carding mill, and a grist mill, where grain was ground into flour. Also, a powder and shot mill operated on present-day Chatham Road, where Jersey Central's substation is now located. The sawmill was owned by Nathaniel Bunnell and was operating by 1780, turning timber into lumber for buildings. He died in 1814, and the mill was taken over by his son, Jonathan Crane Bunnell, who later convinced the new Morris&Essex Railroad to pass near his mill and make a stop in Summit. Bunnell ran the mill until 1865, when George Shepard Page converted it into a roofing and felt factory. In 1896, residents contributed $100 toward the cost of fixing the dam near the mill, which had been damaged by ice the previous winter. The complex became the Malt Creamlet Factory in 1903. Other prominent mills in the area were Edwards Paper Mill, Parrott's Grist Mill, and Franklin's Grist Mill, all of which were in operation providing paper and flour throughout the 1800s. But around the turn of the century, with the advent of electricity and more efficient machinery, the mills could no longer compete. So, one by one, they closed. By 1937, all the mills were out of business, and the last of the dams were pulled down. Today, the Passaic River is used largely for recreational purposes, especially at Stanley Park, just a short distance from the site of the old Bunnell sawmill. So, while the river is no longer vital to local industry, its role in Summit's economic development cannot be underestimated. With a trip through historical Summit, this is David Hawksworth for the Summit Report on TV 36.